And this is episode 8 of the Press Play podcast. I'm Ian.
I'm Seth.
And we have a little bit of a change today, but we'll get into that. Thank you for everybody listening on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, all that. So if you want to follow us on Facebook, it's at Podcast Press Play. What? I feel like we should set up a Twitter account for this, but I don't really
I thought about that and
relevant.
an Instagram, maybe.
Instagram, but this is an audio podcast. I don't know how we would fit on Instagram.
I don't know. Maybe we could always try it. If it doesn't do anything, then the hell with it.
All right. So, maybe we'll set up a Twitter and Instagram at some point. But right now, we're just on Facebook. So, last week we said that we were going to put up a kind of a vote or way to vote on Facebook for people to vote between the two movies that we decided. And
well, it turns out they suck.
Yeah. Apparently, they wouldn't let us, which is weird because... We did it before when we were discussing if we wanted to talk about the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, or Indiana Jones. I guess they either did away with it or were stupid or whatever. No,
they got rid of it. I looked at their help page and
okay.
You can't even do it on your personal profile.
Okay, well that's dumb. So we're not going to do either of those because we couldn't figure out which one, and B, I had no way to watch The Karate Kid because the only place that sold DVDs, old DVDs in this town, closed down. Last week.
Rest in peace, Dimple.
It was a great place. So now I got to buy my DVDs somewhere else. I love buying them, but that was the best place to go. They were stupid cheap. So today we're going to do something a little. I would say it's bittersweet because I love talking about one of these movies, and I love ripping apart the other one.
Me too.
We're doing
Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun. What best song ever?
Oh yeah. It absolutely is. It gets you pumped every time you hear it. Every time I watch the movie.
This is dumb, but I swear to God, some mornings I'm not motivated at all. I'll just pull up YouTube before I'm even out of bed.
I get it.
I'll play that song. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this today. Let's do this. Great song. So memorable. Very, very catchy.
Yes, it is. It's so catchy.
And I have no problem with the fact that there are hardly any words to it. That's all I want to hear is the music anyway.
It's just Mortal Kombat, and the guy yells it, and then and you have just clips from the game.
Yeah, so Sonya, Raiden, Liu Kang. So stupid. So we're gonna start with obviously number
first
one. Yes, back in early '90s, Mortal Kombat was changing lives. Changing video games forever.
Yeah.
It created the MSRP rating system, and then they decided, hey, this is popular. Excuse me, we should make a movie. I was holding that one in. Not very professional,
and they
but
gave
I don't really
it to Paul Thomas Anderson, who has given us such memorable cinematic experiences as
Event Horizon,
and let's see, House of the Dead, and Bloodborne, and some of the Resident Evil films, I think, and just total trash. It's bad. He doesn't have a very good history, man. He really doesn't. His movies are awful. They're so bad. They're so incompetent at what they do. And we'll get into that with this movie because this movie is by far his best outing as a director. Because it actually kind of has a story.
Kind of.
The game and Mortal Kombat is different from the other fighting game movie that came out that same year, which was Street Fighter. Street Fighter's story is so goddamn silly.
It's so bad.
But
well, not even that. It's just like the characters are all wrong, and the acting is horrible. It's just garbage.
Oh yeah, and then you get Mortal Kombat, which is a darker tone. And they had all this lore from the arcade that they could pull from.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it made it where it kind of had a story because this is basically just a dumb kung fu flick.
It is, but what was great about it was there was a story, but you could only see it like when you weren't playing the game.
Yeah.
So realistically, it was very simple. It was like maybe a page every now and then. So the story was very short. So it was easy. A lot of fighting. This is probably, in my opinion, the best video game movie because the source material was so little.
Yeah, and Ed Boon did have a lot of to do with it. He was a consultant on the film. So he added in his little what he thought could be lore for these characters.
Yes.
Which they missed the mark on a few.
Yeah.
You get nothing from Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which is honestly the most interesting part of Mortal Kombat games.
Their storylines intertwining is one of my favorite, if not the favorite throughout the entire game. And I mean all of them, because they're in, with the exception of maybe one, they're in every single game.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one it is, but I know Scorpion's not in 3. He had to come back into like the Ultimate Combat Pack or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Sub-Zero's been in all of them, but
Sub-Zero's been in every single Mortal Kombat game.
They're absolute staples, and they're pretty much wasted characters.
Yeah, in this movie they are. They don't speak a word. You know nothing about them.
No,
they're basically zombies because of Shang Tsung.
Yeah, and that's also another kind of thing that's wrong with it. But like I said, it's a video game movie. Not everything's going to be right, but it's definitely the one that
I realized they had to decide who to focus on.
Yeah,
because God, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, and there's so many characters. But as far as it being the best video game movie, that's mainly because the source material is small, and it's also a very memorable movie. Like I've seen many video game movies, and there's a lot that I haven't. Street Fighter's memorable because it's awful. Doom was awful, and it also had The Rock. That's what made it memorable. But as far as that, I can't think of any other video game movies that I remember because of anything but the fact that they're bad. If that makes sense.
No, me either.
Like the Super Mario Brothers movie, I remember because it's garbage.
The Mortal Kombat movie is the only video game movie that I like.
Yeah,
in any shape, form, or fashion.
And it is not a masterpiece.
No,
at
by
all.
any means.
It's
not.
just the best, and it's. When I say the best, that means the best of the worst.
Yeah, it's a pretty low bar to set.
Yeah, because video game movies are hard. You can't do them properly anyway, so why even try?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not something that should be done in film form, because any video game that you play, you're going to spend upwards of 40 hours playing through a story, and you have to condense that to 90 minutes. Of course it's going to be wrong.
Exactly. There's so much that has to be done, and you got to pick and choose your plot points. So there's no wonder why they all fall short, and why the narratives just basically go nowhere.
Which is another problem that I have with Doom, because you are a space marine stranded on Mars while the gates of hell are open. That's the plot, and I explain it in one sentence.
Yeah.
And you somehow managed to screw it up.
I don't know how they did that.
I don't either. How did you do that? The hell wasn't even in the movie.
Exactly.
It was just some
science a metaphor.
Yeah, it was just some science experiment gone wrong. How did you screw that up?
But because the premise in Mortal Kombat is very simple.
Yeah.
An evil sorcerer wants to have a tournament so that his outworld can invade Earth. Simple.
Yes, that's it.
And all they had to do, that's the only reason you need to fight is a tournament film.
Yeah.
Those are easy to do.
I can't even remember if there was any fighting in Street Fighter. There was at the end.
Very little.
There was at the end, but God, this is Street Fighter. It's Mortal Kombat's basically evil twin.
Yeah.
How did you not do that? Mortal Kombat figured it out. Every 5 minutes, somebody needs to fight somebody, and then in between that, we'll get a story going. And they make it make sense.
They do in this movie. The acting's hokey, and
it's very
there's some cheesy one-liners. Most of them from Johnny Cage.
Who steals the show?
He and Shang Tsung.
Oh yeah, Shang Tsung.
He's the best part of this movie.
He absolutely.
Tagawa. I butchered his name, but him.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the best. Every line of dialogue that comes out of his mouth is just so overdone. Like when
it's so, but he makes you believe every word he's saying.
Because he at the end of the movie, they fight. Liu Kang finally gets one punch, and he wipes blood off. You fool!
He just spit come out of his mouth and everything.
Just the way he said, "You fool!" Like, oh my God! And then the beginning of the movie, your brother's soul is mine. Just with so much extra ass on the end of those words.
Yeah, so
it's
much
amazing.
Conviction and bringing that dipping sauce to the scene show, and I love it.
Earn that paycheck. But it was really fun. Like the acting or the action was a lot of fun as well. That's another thing. It's like
how they shoot it and the choreography of the fights is fun to watch.
Yeah, I did. it made me believe that it was actually happening, like, because it wasn't like overdone with like too many shots breaking away or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was really well choreographed.
I thought so. I thought the fight choreography and the directing crew on those shots, I was very well done. I always enjoy watching the fights, and that's the only reason I watch this movie is the fights.
I mean, why else are you going to watch a Mortal Kombat anything?
Exactly.
It's for the fights. I mean, yeah, the story is the story's secondary, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just stupid, dumb fun, and that's exactly what you get with the first film. How do you feel about Christopher Lambert as Raiden?
I love him. He is like Shang Tsung, Johnny. I think Raiden is second to me. Johnny Cage is like a third because when Christopher Lambert is on screen, he's awesome. He is so cool.
His little laughs and his tiny little jokes.
Yep.
I don't know, but I love how he's only there. The most powerful being they have. He's only there to give exposition.
Yeah, he doesn't fight, not once like he does in the games, which he's a
understand.
god.
He fought in fucking Highlander. Why not this movie? I don't understand.
I don't know either, but I mean, I sort of kind of they made it make sense. You know, like this is Johnny Cage even says he's like, this is our world, our tournament, Mortal Kombat. He's like, okay, yeah, at least one of them gets it, and you know he's just staying out of it, but he does help.
Kind of. We talks and then he prays for them.
Well, except when they're about to go up against the army, and he's like, I don't think so. We're not going to do this.
I don't think so.
And then Johnny Cage, you guys are lucky he stopped us. Shut up. Shut up.
Even at the end, when they're in the final fight scene, he's like, "Nice dress." To Sonya Blade.
He had to get one more line in because I'm pretty sure that's his last line of dialogue throughout the entire movie.
Could not help himself.
No, he had to do it, and you know. Sonya Blade was kind of in this movie because she really didn't have. She had one fight scene, I think, and it was just okay. When she fought Kano.
She has two. The group fight and then with Kano.
Okay,
I think that's it.
Yeah, and in both fights, she barely did anything.
Yeah,
because if you watch the fight where they're all three fighting, she does nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
She was just there because she was the hot teacher from Billy Madison, and they needed to sell this movie, I guess. They couldn't get somebody to fight and didn't bother training her to do anything.
And dear God, the scream on this woman.
Oh,
holy
God.
shit, dude. I never heard a woman scream that loud in my life. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm like, calm down a little bit. You're supposed to be a warrior.
Yeah. Maybe when they killed Art Lean, where Goro killed their friend.
Yeah.
Okay, that's worthy of a no.
Well, that's their friend.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew him for 2 days.
They knew him for 20 minutes. Am I supposed to care about this guy because I've seen him on screen for 2 minutes?
Yeah. I never got why they were so invested in him.
I don't know, but
why am I supposed to care that he's dead?
I swear to God, when Mortal Kombat 11 came out, I was hoping to God that he would be a DLC, that he would be a downloadable character, it's like Art Lean. Everybody's like, who? Oh, the black guy from the movie.
Even if it would have just been in the story mode, that'd have been great.
That would have been hilarious. Just put him somewhere, because I don't know why. I want to see it.
You know what though? I do have to give credit where credit is due. And that is not only the fight choreography, but Goro.
Goro is amazing.
What a wonderful animatronic he was.
Yeah, for what, 93, 94?
95, this movie came out.
Wow.
And on a very low budget, too.
Oh, yeah, they did not have a lot. Why would they? I mean, nobody thought this movie would work.
And I don't think this was a Henson puppet. I don't know who did this. I'm not going to look it up, but I don't know who did this, but it's very well done.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm so glad he wasn't CGI because the CGI in this movie.
Oh
bad.
yeah, when you see Reptile,
God. It's awful.
And then that's another character they just kind of screwed over. But I did like how Reptile was kind of like in the background watching, like he was in the game. Like he wasn't really there, and you had to find him. It's those little things that they gave to the people who actually played the games. That makes it special.
What's your favorite fight of the film?
I would have to say, well, I mean, let's go through them. You've got Liu fighting just the random guy with dreads. And then
the tiger guy.
Then Sonya shows up. Then you've got Johnny Cage and Scorpion, which is a very good fight.
That one's probably my favorite. Is the Johnny Cage and Scorpion fight? The second part of that fight where they're in his lair, that looks sick.
That's basically the Nether Realm.
Yeah, that looks sick.
That does look great. But if you watch it once they get there, I don't know how Johnny's still standing because he got his ass whooped once they got there.
Yes, he did.
And that was the only part of the fight because all they did was run through some trees and then he teleported him there. And then Liu Kang fights Katana. Nobody cares about that. That wasn't even a fight.
Yeah, and then Liu Kang Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that one was okay.
That one was okay until the very end.
Oh, God, the end of that fight was
I hate the end
stupid.
of that fight so much.
Then Goro, I believe.
Yeah, Goro and...
The reptile one was really good.
I like the reptile one a lot. That's probably my second favorite.
I think my first...
If Scorpion wasn't my favorite character, then, yeah, it'll probably be the reptile fight.
I think the reptile fight's my favorite fight, and I like the one at the end where when they first get into it, not when... it's over and he has to fight the other people that Shang Tsung just summoned. I was like, wait, that was like a minute. What are you doing? Go back. And they kind of, sort of, not really fight again.
No, not really. He just beats his ass on top of the thing and knocks him into the pit.
Yeah, which was great. And can I just point out, he throws him into the pit, and what does he say? Flawless victory.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I don't think you know what that means, man. Now, what that was a fatality.
Yes.
Get it right. Okay.
Now we get to talk about Mortal Kombat front flip. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat wasted my time.
Oh my God! All they do was jump in this movie.
Oh God! The flips in this movie.
My favorite one is this movie is so over the top and just is so bad. It is so laughable.
Well,
every part of it. But I think probably the part that makes me laugh out loud to this day is when the Elder God comes into Shao Kahn's lair.
Yep.
He's like, that Earth is under attack and it is glorious. And what did you do with Raiden? And then he just stops. He gets up, front flips off of his throne, and says he got away. I'm like, why did you just do that?
That was necessary. Thank you. I understand why they did it because you see like 4 unnecessary front flips in this movie. But think about the game where if you want to go forward, you have to do a front flip. But
that's just a little bit too literal.
It's so dumb.
It's so
no. This is how I knew this movie. Like even when I was young, I'm like, this movie is bad because how many people did they replace? They kept Liu Kang and Katana. That's it.
Everybody else is a new actor.
Everybody else.
Everybody else faked their own death to get out of this movie.
Why couldn't you give Johnny Cage more money? Is that what it was about?
I think it was because they just didn't have the money. They saw the budget and they're like, we can't do this.
Or did Johnny Cage find out that you wanted to kill him 2 minutes in the movie and he's like, oh, fuck that. No, I'm not showing up for that. No. And then you've got, I don't know what his name is that plays Raiden in this movie. But I just call him Dexter's dad.
But he is, he's awful.
Yeah.
And here's the problem with this film is there is no story. All they do, there's a fight. They fight and then Raiden talks. They fight and then Raiden talks. There's no story because all they do is explain things. Well, and it's so goddamn boring.
Well, not even that. It's like they pretty much act like the first one didn't even happen because they have these rules set up and it's like, well, Khan cheated. Okay, never gonna explain that one.
Well, they do that in the game too. He cheats.
And if you reunite Katana with Sindel, then Khan's spell will be broken. How? This bitch wasn't even in the last movie. I don't even know who she is. And just her and Sindel's acting, oh my God, it's atrocious from her first line of dialogue.
Mother, I thought you were dead.
Too bad you
will die. And every costume looks awful. It's like they went to Spencer Gifts and cleaned out the rack.
I will say that I think Motaro looks okay.
Yeah.
Shiva isn't bad because she looks exactly how she does in the game.
Yeah.
But
it's just what they're wearing. Just everything looks awful.
Yeah.
Everything looks so fake.
And you've got you've got 2 new ninjas. You've got Rain and Ermac. Rain you kill almost immediately for no reason.
Yeah.
Never see him do anything. Ermac's not fleshed out at all, which I mean he's not going to. He's a henchman, but I'm pretty sure they don't even give him a name in this movie.
No, they don't.
It's just
you're just supposed to know. They got the hey, remember this? Got the dangling keys.
And here's another one. He makes Noob Saibot. Ah, damn it! Say something.
For real.
Context. I want context.
But there is none.
No.
All you do is you go from stupidly shot scene to stupidly shot scene. Everything's
and you gotta
how many
sprinkle
Dutch angles are in this movie unnecessarily?
No, you forgot. You got to sprinkle in a Jax one-liner every now and then because looks like this chick's having a bad hair day. Earn that paycheck, Jax.
Yep.
Yes, he's working for it. Even he got replaced because he was in the original
for like 10 seconds.
10 seconds, but still. But yeah, he's here now, and I don't know why you had to make him the Will Smith character of this movie.
I don't know.
But my God, does he one-line his ass off?
He does. I'll tell you about you're talking about. There's a lot of characters in this movie that are just worthless. They just make it. It's almost like it's a series of cameos.
That's what it is. Because Melina's in this movie. Doesn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah, and when Sonya looks at her and says Katana, like how did you think that was her?
Yeah, what? Their palette swapped in the game, but not in reality. How did you fuck that up? She's wearing something different. Her hair's different. You can see it in the eyes, even though she's got a mask covering her nose and mouth. She doesn't use Psy as a weapon. This is so dumb. And then you've got Cyrax and Smoke in this movie. And then they're not in this movie, so okay, more of that.
Yeah.
They're just pointless fights in between crappy dialogue.
They get blown up in a bad green screen effect.
And then, one of the worst actors in this movie has got to be Sub-Zero 2.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Khan wants you to go after her. Don't! Okay. Thanks, buddy.
And if you watch the last film and you don't know anything about the games, and now all of a sudden these two characters about you said how they don't explain anything. Oh, so it's his brother. Well, he killed a scorpion, and what's he doing back? He's dead.
And then one thing that makes no sense is Scorpion or Sub-Zero just shows up. Katana begs for his help. He's like, "You must help us with your powers." He has superpowers that could really, really aid these people. And he makes a bridge and he fucks off for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, other things to do.
Yeah,
I guess he had to go be in a bad spinoff game. But
we don't talk about that.
But dear Lord, this movie, every piece of it, if you want a good laugh, watch this movie because it is hilariously bad.
Oh yeah, it
is the Room of video game films.
Oh yeah, I would put on Street Fighter before I put this movie on. I swear to God, at least Street Fighter is funny and fun, and but this is cringe-worthy.
Street Fighter knows what it is. Mortal Kombat is trying to be something it's not, or yes. Annihilation. I should say.
Yes. There's so much bad CGI when you get to the giant beast that comes out of nowhere, and then their animalities.
It's my animality.
Thanks. Nightwolf's in this movie. I forgot. Oh my God. And he's
useless.
He's useless, and his acting is right up there with Sub-Zero. Oh, son of a bitch! This movie.
And Jade's in it too. You remember that part?
Oh, I forgot until right now. Yeah.
And then the end fight. All right, we're finally going to get some Mortal Kombat. We're the fight between Shao Kahn and Liu Kang on screen for the first time, and we get a big, dumb, cheap, discount Godzilla film.
And a one-liner from Jax.
It was so that I remember in the theater. I went and saw this way back when it was me and like 3 or 4 of my friends, and we're in the theater, and then the moment that Raiden flips out of whatever that he's in, after he gets rejuvenated and he's got blonde hair, and yeah. My friend looks up at the screen. He says, "Who the fuck is this, Peter Pan?" Even back then, we knew this was bad. We were laughing so hard, but we were so mad that we paid money to see this movie because back then we didn't know any better. Until I think that might be the first bad movie I remember seeing in a theater, and that I was disappointed in.
I don't know, but for me, this movie gets stupider and stupider the longer it goes on, because if you remember,
It does.
after the kaiju fight or whatever you want to call it, Liu Kang kinda, sorta does okay, and then they turn back into humans, and he asks for his father's help. Okay, first of all, no, because you're Raiden's brother. This should not be happening.
Right.
And B, he puts his hands out like, I have to do everything, and he does that for about 30 seconds. Like, how long does it take you to kill a human being as an elder god? Because he does that stupid thing with his hands, and then the other two show up, and it takes a while for them to actually stop him, and he does nothing. How long does it take for your little spell to kick in?
That's just
And
that's
then,
a testament to how bad the editing is in this film.
And then they say the fate of the universe will be decided as it should be in Mortal Kombat, which the Elder Gods came down to fix this. Why didn't you just banish them both? Because they broke the rules.
Right?
And then
No, we gotta have a fight.
And then Liu Kang Liu Kang owns that fight, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, where were you at the beginning? I guess it was the techno song that was playing, because once they said Mortal Kombat, he starts whooping ass. I'm like, hey, I get it. I'll fight a bear to that song.
But I don't know. I do have fun watching this movie, even though I know how bad it is.
Yeah.
But I watch it just on purpose because you and I both know. I mean, we both watch bad movies on purpose because
so much fun.
they're so much fun. This is one of those that I will always watch. Like, it's this and The Room and a couple of Neil Breen films and the Street Fighter movie, Troll. All those movies, they all fall into the same category with me.
Yeah. I don't disagree. It's just if you give me the choice, I'm going to watch Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat Annihilation any day. Because
if I had to pick one, it'd be Street Fighter.
Because Raul Julia is a treasure.
Yes, he is
in that movie. Oh my God, he is the best.
And sells it. What a professional!
Absolutely. While he was dying, he had cancer and he was dying. That was his last film.
That was his last film.
Yeah, that just sucks. But it was a bad movie, but a hell of a send off.
Yes, it was,
because it was so much fun. All right.
Yeah, we've
well, I think we've done ripped that movie to shreds.
Yes, we have. I love doing that. It's so much fun.
Well, you're going to have a lot of fun next week because normally I ask you what you want to talk about, and I didn't tell you because I was going to save it for right this moment because I had a surprise for you, and you actually brought it up in your last little diatribe. Next week, we're going to do The Room. We're going to do The Room.
Yes, we're doing The Room.
Okay. We don't normally talk about anything. We only announce it, but if you have not seen this movie, it is one of the best, worst movies you will ever see.
Ever.
It is hilarious.
It is. This movie is fascinating. How bad it is.
But that makes it so much fun.
Yes, it does. It will make you laugh out loud
there
at it.
There's such a following for this bad movie, which should not happen. Like, nobody follows Dragon Ball Evolution, but this movie's so bad that people love it. They go to theaters to watch it. And
anytime it's close, I want to go.
And there was a movie made about the making of this movie with James Franco and his brother.
Yes.
And it is a fantastic watch. If you haven't watched it, go do it. If you have seen it, watch it again, because that's what we're doing next week.
Absolutely. That's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. This was episode 8 of the Press Play Podcast. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm Ian.
I'm Seth.